Hello and welcome back to week 4 of Seasons of Your Cycle series. So today we're going to be talking about summer, but before we get on to the summer phase of our cycle, first of all I'd love to say a massive heartfelt thank you for all your feedback and all your comments. They've been absolutely brilliant, and also for all the members that have been invited into the group. I think we're now at something like 158 members, which is absolutely phenomenal. And my main reason for being so passionate about this is because it starts allowing a community to build, and a community with a shared language, which becomes so powerful, especially as so much around menstrual cycles has been so taboo, so hidden away. This really allows it to bring it out into the forefront with a language that's really universal, is very easy, and creates really strong, clear communication with other people, other women, but also with other men as well, who there's nothing like the menstrual cycle to really mystify a lot of men. I mean, if it's mystified a lot of women, because it's not been talked about, the men folk, they're really in the dark with this. So the more that we can get to know ourselves and our cycle and share it then with men, it means it really empowers them to know how to work with us during each phase and each stage throughout the month in the best way possible. Very powerful. Just to share on that front, I really believe that me and my husband, anybody who knows me knows that Nick was not the sort of guy to be sitting down talking about periods and menstrual cycles. God love him. But actually what he's done is, over the last couple of years, is he's really got on board with it, because what I've been able to do is provide him with information and tools as to how best to work with me, what I might be like, what he can expect, and then ways that really harmonise our relationship. And it's really built our relationship and really given a lot to it, and made, especially the phase that I'll be talking about next week, the autumn phase, really made that less rocky and less turbulent. So yeah, it's been a major tool for us. So today we're going to be talking about summer, which is part of the ovulation phase of our cycle. So coming back to my handy document here. So as you can see, so this is the line of ovulation. This is the start of your cycle. We're transitioning from estrogen being the dominant hormone into progesterone. Now, progesterone is the progestation hormone, so it's our mothering hormone basically, and if the egg was to be fertilised, this is the hormone that then starts to take over the nurturing and the growing and building of that embryo. And what this means for this phase of our cycle is that we're in a very nurturing state. We're very caring during this phase of our cycle, and there's a reason for that, because actually this hormone is enabling us to connect in with certain skills and attributes. So for example, we have high energy during this phase, a lot like we do at the moment in the summertime. We have long days, we have huge amounts of daylight, that's hugely energy giving during this phase. We're very much relationship focused. So do you remember me saying during your autumn phase and your winter phase, there may be stuff that comes up for you, but don't have any pressure that you have to deal with it then. This would be a really good time for you to deal with it. Relationship can be your relationship with yourself, it can be your friends, it can be your family, and it can be your partner. You will have very good communication skills during this time, largely because you'll also be highly empathetic during this time. This is a stage of our phase of our cycle, where we're really good at being able to read other people, to empathise with where they're up to in their life, to be able to listen, to be able to hold the space for the other person. We're also in a position, this is probably our most assertive phase in our cycle, to communicate and express ourselves very clearly. We generally can find that through writing, through talking, through all forms in which we communicate with other people. This is the phase when we can read body language, for example, very much easier, and it's also a phase where our body language would tend to be much more open than perhaps more reclusive phases of the cycle. So this is a wonderful time for you to build relationships, to nurture relationships. If you have speeches, this is a really good time to deliver those, because you have such excellent communication skills. Any relationships that need some repair, this is a great phase of your cycle to be working on them. New relationships for business, this is an excellent time to be nurturing and growing those too. So it is really a wonderful and expressive phase. So this is brings me on to the next part of for you to get to know your cycle and get to know where you are in your cycle, because everything that I'm giving you is just a rough overview template, but each one of us is completely different. So if you would like to get to know your story and your menstrual cycle, I've provided you with a tool that can be found at my website, which is www.thefemininespace.com. If you go there on the homepage, you'll see a free gift, How to Chart Your Cycle. Click on that and you'll be able to download the PDF in which it will explain more of this information, but it will also give you a blank chart for you to be able to start filling in and details as to how to fill it in. And I recommend that you chart your cycle for at least 3 months. I've been doing it actually for well over a year now, and I found that incredibly powerful because as my life events twist and unfold, so does my cycle. But if you don't feel like you would like to commit to that length of time, do it for at least 3 months, and then you start to build up patterns of where you are in each phase of your cycle, because life events will change a lot of this. There's nothing like a really major stressful event that means that you perhaps aren't fully in the season, or depending on how you spent your winter, for example, as to how that affects you throughout the rest of the month. But 3 months is a really good opportunity for you to get to know your flow in a really good way. The other thing that I will be doing is on the 17th of September, I'm very excited about this, I will be holding my Connect to Your Feminine Flow workshop. Now, I've made this a day event. Originally it was over 4 evenings, and what I've done is I've actually made this a day event so that more women have access to it. It's going to be held within Colchester. I'm just awaiting confirmation of a venue as we speak. As soon as I have that, then I'll be putting up tickets for you to be able to purchase and come along. It promises to be a beautiful day. The women who did the course at the start of the year absolutely loved the course. I think it would be fair to say they found it phenomenal. It supported them, transformed them, connected them in ways that none of us preempted coming into the 4-week course, and really allowed them to open up and bloom and really connect in with their feminine flow and therefore their feminine power. It's probably one of the ultimate personal development courses that you could do. So that's going to be running on the 17th of September, which is a Saturday, and it'll be in Colchester. As soon as I've got the venue details, I will let you know and be releasing tickets. In the meantime, feel free to leave comments, feel free to leave your feedback. I always value it. I always look forward to seeing how these videos have gone down with you. And also, feel free to share. I know a number of you have already done this. Invite people. I know a number of you have already done this, but do feel free to invite any friends and family along to the page that you think may benefit from learning more about their menstrual cycles. And it's not just about their menstrual cycles. There'll also be other things over the coming months that I will be discussing and will be sharing with you. Just for now, this is what's kicking us all off, is all around our menstrual cycles, because that's what unites us as women. It's very, very powerful, and I hope that you are finding ways to connect with your feminine flow and really, really connecting with the beauty and the power that lies within you. Okay, next week I will be speaking about autumn, which is a phase in our cycle that many women can find very challenging. If there's going to be a time when you have PMT, it is going to be in your autumn cycle. So that will be our closing week, but I look forward to seeing with you and sharing a few things about your autumn and how to survive it and how to work through it in the most harmonious way that there is possible, and hopefully some nice little hints and tips for self-care during that time that can be very, very challenging. I look forward to speaking to you next week. Much love, take care, I'll see you then, bye.